the thing about horrible bosses is they're not really horrible 24/7. They know how to just stay under the radar so they don't get and end up in prison. And so basically, you have to really weigh how much can you tolerate. It's very tempting to just want to walk out and just leave your stuff and hit the road. But I just would add that it's also very empowering to know that you can have control over your boss and manage them. You might look at it as manipulation, but if your boss says something to you that's inappropriate or rude, there's also another option. You can sit down privately, of course, don't have an audience, and talk to your boss and start with what I call positive bookends at the beginning and end, and say, I really enjoy what I do here. I love the projects. I enjoy working with you, but I have to tell you, it set me back a little bit when you did X, and I want to do my best work here, so I thought maybe we could just talk about that. And you know what? The biggest problem in corporate America is that nobody's coming to the table. Employees are afraid to speak to their bosses about issues. They just let it bottle up inside. The bosses don't want the confrontation, so they become passive aggressive and can ignore you, for example. So communication is really a great thing. I also have a favorite acronym in that same vein I can tell you about.
Yeah, go for it. What's the acronym? What should we all be putting into practice?
It's CALM, CALM, and of course that overall stands for being mature and poised despite the antics of your childish boss. But CALM stands for communicate, do it honestly, do it frequently, and also know how your boss likes to communicate. Some bosses can't stand voicemail, they want email, others want text, others want you to come in their office, so communicate. The A stands for anticipate. Anticipate problems before they become worse. Some people in their zeal to get their project done, they're thinking, I hear my boss having a tantrum, but I need to get this approved. So they walk into the lion's den. So anticipate. L is for laugh. Now, I'm not suggesting you say, hey, when you threw that fit, that just was crazy. No, I'm talking about well-placed humor that's clever, that breaks tension barriers. And finally, manage up. And to the points made earlier, you can manage up, but that doesn't mean that you can't set limits with a bad boss. So much as you would with an acting out child, it's a good idea to say, no, actually, we can't do that. A good example is you have a demanding boss and they say, look, I want the PowerPoint, the status report, and we need that other project done by 4 o'clock. It's kind of like you have a little Johnny there and he says, I want to go to the pizza parlor, I want to go to the zoo, and I want to have my play date. And it's like, Johnny, we can only do one and we have an hour. So which one do you want to do first? So it's that kind of management. But, we're not trained about this in high school or college. So, a lot of it is just a skill thing that you need to take with you in the workplace wherever you go.